Hey everyone, Brett here. So today I'm really excited to share with you an original fingerstyle song that I just composed and... Okay, fine. But first, I'm going to play for you an original fingerstyle composition that I just completed and... Okay, fine. Hey everyone. Today, we're going to be learning Sungha Jung's Classical Gas, which is an arrangement of Tommy Emmanuel's Classical Gas, which is an arrangement of the Mason Williams tune called Classical Gas. So today we're going to be learning Sungha Jung's Classical Gas. The first thing you're going to need is a thumb pick. Hang on 1 second. Okay, got one. So, slip the thumb pick onto your right thumb. Grab your guitar. And let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do a sort of strumming pattern with your thumb pick on the 6th string. So I'm going to demonstrate the strumming pattern first, and then we're going to look at the left hand fingering for this part. So what you're going to want to do is a very fast wrist movement with your thumb pick on the 6th string. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Make sure that you put an accent on beats number 2 and beats number 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. It's always downstrokes, and when you have full chords to do, as in the case in the 3rd measure, you're going to just do a bigger down move, and when it's only notes that are on the 6th string, just do a smaller down move, but only with your wrist, and only downs. Now let's take a look at what happens in the left hand. The left hand, and this part, starts out with the gliss from the 2nd fret, going all the way to the 7th fret. Like this. Slide with your 3rd finger, and when you get to the 7th fret, you're going to switch to using your thumb. Your thumb is going to be holding on to this note at the 7th fret for the whole time. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. The first 2 measures are that, just with your thumb pick on the 6th string. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. After that, the major chord that is here at the 9s with the bar is a bar that's going to be done with your 3rd finger like this, okay? And then after that, the chord that comes is going to be 3, 2, and 1. So what I would recommend doing is practicing 3, 2, the bar that's with the 3rd finger here. Practice this first, then practice the 3, 2, 1. And then practice getting these chords with your thumb, because you're going to be doing the thumb beat, the thumb rhythm, as well as these chords at the same time with your finger. So this one is the first one, and that's the 2nd one. Once you've practiced that, and I find this quite difficult because you have to hold on and get a kind of decent grip with your thumb here, as well as a decent bar with your 3rd finger. Those are tricky things to do. Once you get in the hang of doing that, what you're going to do is practice the rhythm that's in this 3rd measure. So you've got your bar, it's going to be like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Moving on to the next measure, you'll see that every time I need to do a bar with my 3rd finger, it's going to be marked by a sort of bracket thing on the tabs. So what I'm going to say is only the fret number of the note that is on the 2nd string, because otherwise it takes too long to say every single number. So let's start. Now we're going to be in the measure number 4. So measure number 4 goes like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, and the bars happen now. 1 and 2, 9, 9, 7. Okay, after that, this comes a little bit tricky, because what you need to do is this bar that's done with this finger is now going to be done in the 7th fret, okay, and then the 3, 2, 1 is 7, 6, 5. But your thumb stays in the 7th fret, so it doesn't move. You're going to have to get used to doing this sort of shift where your fingers are going to come from 9 to 7, but keeping your thumb stationary. Okay, so now we're going to be in measure number 6, and now we're going to do a similar rhythm that we just saw, but this time the bar is going to be 7, and then the other number with the 5 is 7, 6, 5. So let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll do that once more. I'll do that once more. So that's the bar on beats 1. Beat 2, there's no bar. Bar on the second half of beat 3. No bar on the second half of beat number 4. Next we have a measure that's purely just the thumb part. Making sure that we accent beats number 2 and 4. Now shift your hand back up to 9 and 7 because we're going to be doing the same rhythm that is in measure number 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4. The bars again are here. At the beginning here. 9, 9, 7. 9, 9, 7. Next, we move on. We have the same rhythm. 1 and 2, bar, 3 and 4. Now we have to move back to 7, 8, 5. Keep your thumb stationary. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Next, in this measure, we're going to keep our form of 3, 2, and 1, third, second, and first fingers, because what we're going to do is we're going to move up on off beats. We're going to move from 7, 7, 6, 5 to 8, 7, 6 to 9, 8, 7, and it's going to happen like this. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to play these 3 notes first, show you the succession, where they land on the beats. And then after that, we're going to try doing it, but this time keeping our thumb in place. Again, this is tricky. It involves doing this sort of move with your hand. Okay, so it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Let's try it doing it with the thumb first. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Sweet. Okay, now we can add the beat happening with our thumb. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Sometimes you might have the A string going. I have that sometimes too, so it's important to block the 5th string, the A string, with your thumb whilst you're doing this whole thumb thing. But I guess when you're going faster, it goes a little bit easier. Sweet. After that, we've got, after that we got one more measure with the steady beat of the thumb before we have to switch rhythms. So this is how it's going to go. We've just got 1 and 2, this is our bar, and 3, this is with 3, 2, and 1, and 4, and with our bar. Now after that, you're going to keep this position. You're going to go back to this position, 7 with your 9, 8, 7, done with your 3rd, 2nd, and 1st fingers. But this time, the rhythm is going to change with your right hand. It's going to be a strumming rhythm, but this time you have a little bit of a tempo change and you have some triplets. So before we look at the left hand fingering, we're going to look quickly at the rhythm that's done with the right thumb pick. The triplet rhythm that's done with the thumb pick is going to look like this. It's going to be down, up, down, down, up. Now, the first 3 notes that you're going to strum is only going to be the 3 lower strings here. So down, up, down is on the 3 lower strings, and then down, up is going to be all of the strings. So you get a nice accented note on that 2nd and 4th beat. Once you've practiced your rhythm with the thumb pick on the right hand, this is what you're going to do. We start up with your thumb on the 7th fret, and then we have 9, 8, 7. So our first rhythm is down, up, down, and then we have down, down with 9/8/7. Next, you're going to have a note that's at the 7th fret, but this time you're going to get it with your 3rd finger. Okay, and then the rest of the notes that are in 7/6/5, those are going to be done with your 4th, 2nd, and 1st finger. So this is how the chord change is going to look. You're going to have like this, 1, 2, and then 3, 4. All right, I'll do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next, you're going to keep this position, slide down 2 more frets. So this is 5, 4, 3, 2. Next, slide down 2 more frets. This is 3. This is 3, 2, 1. But you're not going to need it for very long. All you need it is for 2 of these notes that are in the triplets. The down, up, and then the next down you can do with open strings because you're going to get this E7 chord. Now the E7 chord is, as you probably know already, just 2, 1, and then 3, which you can get with your pinky finger. Okay, so once you've done that whole step down motion, next it's time for the lick. So it's really straightforward with the left hand. 8, 5, 0 on the 1st string, 8 on the 2nd string, and then 5, 0 is a pull off. What it always is, the format is always going to be like this. Pull offs, an individual note on the string that's just below it, and then a pull off that's on that upper string that you just did. So follow this same pattern when you're going to be doing the notes on the 2nd string. 8, 5, 0, pulled off. 7 on the 3rd string. 5, 0, pull that off. Next, keep going down. 7, 5, 0, 7, 5, 0 with a pull off. One more time on the 4th string. 7, 5, 0, 7, 5, 0, pull off. Alright, and then the last little bit is going to start with a slide. Slide to the 5th fret. Pull the 5th fret off to the 3rd. Slide back to the 2nd fret. Pull this one off. And then hammer with your 2nd finger onto the 6th string. Next, we're going to look at what the right hand can do in all of this. And you have 2 different options. Let's just move over this way. So the 2 different options are this, what you can do is either if you're only using the thumb pick, you can do something like this. You can go down, down, up, and repeat this whole move for the whole lick. Down, down, up. So it's down on the top string, down on the 3rd string with downward pick slanting, which means you're going to go do a rest stroke, go through the string that's just below it, and then go up stroke on that string that you just did. The downward pick slanting means that your up stroke is going to bring you right over the 3rd string, which is what you need to do to get the rest of the lick. So down, down, up. Okay, the other thing that you can do is what Sungha Jung does, is a mixture of the pick and the finger. So the pick does the first note that you're going to do. The pick also does the 2nd note that you're going to do, except the 3rd note, instead of doing that upstroke, you're going to use a finger. So pick, pick, finger, pick, pick, finger, pick, pick, finger. It's all going to depend on you and what you prefer to do. Okay, so once you finish doing the lick, we get to start the main theme. The main theme starts with an A minor chord. Next you're going to pick the 4th and the 3rd strings. You can use whichever fingers you like. Next you have your thumb on the 5th string, and you have a hammer on the 2nd string with 1, the 1st finger. Your thumb hits the 5th string again, and then you're going to do a pull off. And as you do the pull off, you're going to get your third finger, which is going to go onto the 6th string, 3rd fret. And now you do a series of arpeggios with thumb, index, and middle. One, and the index finger is on the 4th string, your middle finger is on the 3rd string. 1. Next, go to the 2nd fret on the 6th string. Pick the same strings that you just did, 6th, 4th, and 3rd, and now pick the 6th string open. Once you do that, now we're going to be in measure number 19. You're going to do another pull off with your 1st finger on the 2nd string. Now you're going to get some notes on the 3rd string, and you're going to finger pick these. 2, 0, 2, thumb 6, 2nd string open, and now your thumb goes onto the 5th string, and then gets this note, the open A string, and now you're going to get your note that's in the 2nd string, 1st fret. Moving on, we have a series of hammer-ons that are going to be done here in the 2nd fret on the 4th and the 3rd strings. So you get the 5th string open, and then you get these hammer-ons, 5th string open, and then 5th string open again. And then you can finish with your note that's on the 4th string. So that's what the hammer-ons are going to sound like. Next, we go back and we do the main theme all over again, starting off with a pull-off on the 2nd string and your 5th string note that's open. Next, we go to our arpeggios, which are 6, 4, 3, 6, 4, 3. That's the 6th string, 4th string, 3rd string, done with thumb, index, middle, and finally ending with the 6th string that's open. Next, we finish the theme. 0, 2, 0. These are 2s. 6th string open. Open strings. 3rd and 2nd strings open. And now you're going to get an A minor chord, which you can do rasgueado with the fingers, or you can just do a strum with the thumb, whichever you prefer. Next comes a series of chords, which are based on the major chords. So the first chord is 2 on the 5th string, open 3rd, and then 3 on the 3rd string. As soon as you play these chords, you're going to use your fingers, play them, and then stop the strings with your fingers so you get a sort of muted effect after them. Next we play our C major chord. Next we play our small F. Next, after that, we play this diminished chord to, this is 1st finger, 1st fret, 4th string. 3rd finger, 3rd string, 2nd fret, 2nd finger, which is in the 2nd string, 1st fret, and then pinky finger, which is in the 1st string, 2nd fret. Again, this chord is called a diminished chord, and it's a pattern that you should know because it's a pattern that repeats itself all over the guitar neck, and we use it in this classical gas song. So learn this pattern. This is a diminished pattern if you haven't learned it already. So diminished. Next we have a G chord. Next we have an F sharp diminished. F natural diminished, which moves quickly to F sharp diminished at the 4th fret, and then it moves again to G sharp diminished, which is 6, 7, 6, 7. The rhythm here is off beats except for the last two, the very, very last chord. So you strum your A minor chord, which is on the end of beat 4, and then after that your notes are all on off beats. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Sweet. Now we move on to the next part of the main theme after the double bars. And it starts like this. You're going to have a bar that's going to be in the 5th fret, and this bar is going to stay here while you do some melodic lines either with your pinky finger or you can use your 3rd finger as well. So it starts off with the chord that's 5, 5, 8. Next you have 5, 5, 7. Next you have 5, 5, 5, or if you prefer, sliding down with your 4th finger. Next after that, you have to get the 5th string open. And after, before you get the 5th string open, you're going to have to do 5 and 8. So it's 5, 7, 5, and then 5 and 8. Or like that if you prefer with the pinky finger. Next, 5th string open, bars on the 5th fret. And then after that, you need to get a sort of a D7 pattern. This is with 5 and 7. Get the 5th string open. And when you get the 5th string open, you're going to be going down into 1st position to do this little lick. This is 0, 3, 0 on the 5th string, and then accented the 1st fret 4th string note, 4th string open, 5th string 3rd fret, and then the open 5th string. When you get this open 5th string, it's going to give you time to get back up to the 5th position, which is where you're going to repeat the main theme that we just did. 8, 7, 5, 5 and 8, open string, 5s, and next you're going to get 5 and 7. And now after that we have a series of natural harmonics. The tricky part I find is getting the natural harmonics and your right hand thumb to go together, because the natural harmonics you're going to pluck them with your fingers, and then there's a bass sort of ostinato pattern that happens with the thumb. Let's look at those separately. So the bass pattern is on the thumb on the 5th string, the bass pattern is going to be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So next you're going to get a series of natural harmonics that are at the 7th and the 12th frets. So once you've lined it up, once you've practiced your bass part, let's line it up with the bass part now. So we have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 ands. So your ands land on where your thumb is. Next after that, we're going to go back to our theme. This is 8, 7, 5, 8. Next you have this. It's a 7, 5, 5. And after that, you need to get a D7 chord, which is 5, 7, 5, 7. Now 5, 7, 5, 7 is going to be done with a bar chord like this. And there's some intense strumming that happens here. So once you've gotten your open 5th string, you need to go down, up, down, up, down, up on the bars that you've done here with that D7 chord. So the down happens on the end of beat 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. Okay, so moving up to the next part, we have a sort of scale pattern which happens here, where you have 0, 2, 3 on the 6th string, followed by the G chord that you're going to pluck with your fingers. Next we have 0, 2, 3 on the 5th string, followed by the C chord that you're going to pluck with your fingers. That's 0, 1, 0. Next we keep going on to the 4th string. You have 0, 2, 3, pluck the F chord, also with your fingers. And then next after that we have 0, 1, and then you're going to get this B flat major chord. When you get the B flat major chord, instead of using your fingers, this is where you have to start using your thumb pick. So you're going to have 0, 1, and then it's going to be down, up, down. And then immediately after that, you're going to shift your 1st finger into the 2nd fret. And then you're going to play all of the strings in a down pattern, which is going to be this B minor 7 flat 5 chord. Now let's re-look at those chords again, and we're going to start up at the G chord, and this time I'm going to count the rhythm so you know exactly when the strumming occurs and when you have to play each chord. So we'll start up at the G chord. So we have 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Sweet. Moving on, 1, 2, moving on. Once you've hit this chord, you have a series of arpeggios to do on the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd strings, which are 0, 3, and 2. Now these arpeggios, if you're really good with using your thumb pick, which is what Sungha Jung does, I kind of suck at it, so I'm going to use my fingers in this case because I'm much more used to it. But you have a choice. Either you use your thumb pick to do your arpeggios and pick across each of the strings, or you use your fingers and do a sort of classical picking pattern where it's ring, middle, index, ring, middle, index. So you have the choice here. You've got this chord, this B minor 7 flat 5 chord, and then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Next, let go of the first finger on the end of beat 2, scrape across all of the strings, and then you have 3 and 4. The and 4 is going to be 3rd and 1st frets. And then on the last beat, on the end of beat number 4, you have this E7 chord, which is what we saw at the beginning of the the end of the lick, actually. And then you're going to do more arpeggios. So this is a beat end of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's where you stop. Next, you have a percussion bit. So the percussion is laid like this. The low percussion is right hand, and then the left percussion is left hand, which you can do over here. So it's right, left, right, left, right, left, and then you need to scrape across the strings, which gives you time to go back to first position and get those notes again. Yeah, that's about it. I can explain the arpeggio part again, but let's repeat first. So we repeat back to the beginning. The 1 there is with the repeat, and then the repeat will take you back to the beginning of the theme. This whole part at the beginning of the classical gas theme. So you're going to play through everything, play through all the arpeggios, and then you're going to make it to the second ending, and that's where we're going to look at what happens in the second ending. With the arpeggios, I'm going to explain that quickly, starting from this B minor 7 flat 5 chord, which is in measure number 33. Okay, so you have this once. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the 1 means you're going to repeat back to the beginning of the classical gas theme. And then after that, you're going to take you're going to play all through to measure 36, and then you're going to hop to measure number 37, which ends with the E7 chord, and then there's a slap, and then we move on to the B theme. B theme. So now that we're going to be onto the B theme, we're going to start out with a C major chord. So your C major chord, and your thumb is going to play the bass notes, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd fingers. I, M, and A fingers, this is right hand, on the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd strings, respectively. So let's get started. We have 1 and 2. The 2 is a beat, 2 is a slap. These are notes on the 4th and 3rd strings. And then you do an arpeggio, which is 1st, open, and your pinky finger is going to get this note that's on the 1st string. Playing this again with the counting the rhythm. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sweet. Next after that, you're going to get this F minor chord, which is going to be a small bar at the 1st fret, followed by your 3rd finger on the 5th string, 3rd fret. 1, 2. Next, on beat number 3, get your C major chord, and beat number 4, just do a slap. After that, keep your C major chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. Really straightforward. The rhythm is pretty basic, and you're going to be doing the 1st and 2nd strings are going to be with your middle and ring fingers, so your right hand doesn't move there. Next, after that, moving on to measure number 42, we need to get this this diminished chord. And basically, when you're getting to do the 1, 0, 1, to get to this diminished chord, which is 3, 3, 1, 3, you're going to use your second, third, first, and pinky fingers. Okay, and then go back to the C major chord and slap on beat number 4. Next we have an E flat major lick. So you're going to start by sliding the pinky finger from the 5th fret to the 6th fret. After that we have 3rd finger, 4th string, 5th fret. 1st finger, 3rd string, 3rd fret. This is 2nd finger, 2nd string, 4th fret. 1st finger, 1st string, and then the 3rd fret. What you can do for the right hand fingering is thumb, thumb, index, middle, ring finger, and then you can get the last note, which is the 6, 4, 3, 6, 4, 3. You can do basic finger picking here. Or if you want to do a whole sweep with your thumb pick, seeing as you have your thumb pick there, and you like doing sweeping, go right for it. It's all up to you. Okay, so now we've made it to this 6, 4, 3. We need to get an A flat major chord, and there's a couple things you can do here. You can use your thumb, which is okay because you're going to be using your thumb a little bit later, or you can get a bar, but it's probably not recommended in this case because you're going to be using your thumb, as I said, to do a whole big shifty thing. So let's use our thumb in this case. So thumb, and then a 2nd finger on the 5th fret, and then one finger that blocks the 2 other notes that are on the 4th fret. So we have this A flat major chord, and then after that we're going to have this E flat major chord, which is thumb, 3rd fret, 6th string. This is 3rd fret, 3rd string, 4th fret, 2nd string, 3rd fret, 1st string. So get your thumb note twice, and then after that, this is where we start the build up. So the build up, which is going to take you all the way to the 12th fret, by the way, it starts like this. It starts with 3, 4 on the 6th string, and then after that, you're going to keep the same position with your right hand, this major position. So once you're here, you're going to get, you can get this note if you like as well, but you're going to get your 3rd finger on the 5th fret, and then 1st and 2nd fingers are going to be on the 2nd and 1st strings respectively in the 4th fret. So this is how this works. You have 4 and then you play your notes for your treble notes, and then after that you're going to play bass, shift. Shift the rest of the fingers, bass, shift. Fingers, bass, shift. So keep going up like that by steps. 7, 8, 8. You notice here I've also added a note here that's in the 4th string. You can do that note if you wish, but it's a little bit tough, so I don't do it. It's because it's hard to get all of those 4 strings, and you get the same effect. So just don't even bother. This is, we're at 8 right now, so 8, 9, 10, 9, 9, 9, 10, 10, 11. Okay, once we've gotten all the way up to here, this is 11, 12, 11, 11. You're going to get 2 open strings. The two hits on the 6th string open are what going to permit you to get to this bar here. Let me do it like that. Block the 5th string with your index finger. That's barring here in the 9th fret, and then your pinky finger gets the note that's in the 12th fret on the 1st string. So this is and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Next, we have a series of chords that are all strummed, and you might have noticed this, that when I'm doing this ostinato bass part with my thumb, it's all downstrokes. So lucky for us, we've practiced these downstrokes. Let me just move over a little bit here. Okay, we've practiced these downstrokes when we were doing the downstrokes at the beginning over here when we had to do this part. So we're good at it now. So it's going to help us when we do this part. So you've still got your bar here. This is 9, 9, 9, 12. So at this measure, which is measure number 49, you're going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. On the end of beat number 4, you're going to remove your bar, and this time it's going to be 10, 11, 10, 12. So this is on the end of beat number 4, and 1, and 2, sorry, that's end of beat number 4, so and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and keep this position, 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, diminished this time, which is going to be 11, 12, 11, 12. Another thing that I didn't really mention, but when you see the eighth notes that are followed by a rest, like something like that, you apply pressure and then release the pressure immediately with your fingers, but leave your fingers over the strings. So it just mutes them after that, and but you don't have to like totally let go and then replace your fingers after that. Okay, so we're in measure number 52 with our diminished chord. Cool. So, yeah, diminished. I guess that's where we are. So, yeah, diminished chord. So, 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and. Next after that. Minor 6. No, wait, minor 6, this one? Crap, I'm totally lost. Whatever. Okay, so after we've moved up from our E major chord, we're going to go to this A minor sharp 6 chord, or A minor 6 chord with the F sharp. This is 10, 11, 10, 12. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and. Next after that, stay in this one. Stay in this ferment, this 10, 11, 10, 12 shape. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. Next we move to the diminished chord. This is 11, 12, 11, 12. Same format as all of the other diminished chords on the neck. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. Okay, the last chord that we need to do up here is going to be like this. This is 12, 13, 12. 12 is the second finger on the second string, 12th fret. And then you can actually leave your first string open in this case. You don't need to cover it. But you can cover it if you like with your second finger, and this makes it 12, 13, 12, 12, which is kind of logical with what we're doing. But just leave it off if you like as well. It sounds perfectly fine. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and then the last part is going to be a swipe with some harmonics where you can do wherever you like. And what Sungha Jung does is, you know, bend the guitar so you get that kind of weird whammy bar sort of feel. After that, it's the DS al CODA. So you're going to look for the Sengyo sign, which is going to take you back to the beginning theme, all the way back on our first page at measure number 17. Going to take you all the way back there, and then you're going to look for the 2 CODA sign once you finish doing all of the repeats, and then let's do the CODA this time. Once you've gone through and done the whole Sengyo part again, which is back at the beginning, and after that you've done the whole theme, you jump to the 2 CODA part, and the CODA has the CODA symbol on it, and it's going to start out with some strumming, a G chord, a C chord, an F chord, this B flat major chord, and then this B minor 7 flat 5 chord. So this is when the strumming is going to happen. It's going to be 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3. On beat number 3, that's when you strum the B minor 7 flat 5 chord. And then you keep doing your finger picking arpeggio on the first, second, and third strings. So 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. Let go of the note that's on the 5th string. And 1, and 2. Back to E7. And 3, and 4, and 1, and 2. And now what we get to do here is we get to do a slide up all the way to the 11th fret. this is how this part does. When you slide up all the way to the 11th fret, what you need to do is get 11, 9, 11, and 12. So when you slide up, when you finish doing your E7 chord, you're going to slide up with your second finger all the way up to the 11th fret, and it's going to be 11, 9, 11, and 12. So this is super important to hold this fingering. Your second finger gets the note on the 11th fret. First finger gets this note, 4th string, 9th fret. Third finger gets the note on the 3rd string, 11th fret. And then pinky finger gets the note on the 2nd string, 12th fret. And you're going to do thumb fingers, 4th, 3rd, and 2nd fingers. Next after that, you need to get a bar that's in the 9th fret, and you need to slide the finger that was in the 11th fret back to the 10th fret. So it's 10. And the trick here is when you've got this major chord before, you're going to keep your first finger in the same spot because it doesn't move. All it does is bar. Next after that, you're going to slide your second finger back to the this is going to be the 9th fret, and you have 9, 7, 8, 9. 9, 7, 8, 9. Keep your first finger there. 8, and then bar in the 7th fret. Slide back. 7, 5, 6. 7, 5, 7, 8. 6, bar. Keep going. 4th, bar in the 3rd fret. Finish on this E flat major chord, which is going to be 3, 1, 3, 4. And next after that, this is where the descent part finishes, because you're going to get 2, 1, 2, 0. And after that, you're going to slide to an E chord, which is going to be 4, 2, 4, and then a bunch of open strings. And the rhythm is going to be like this. Down, down, up, down. After that, you must repeat, so you go, since your second finger has never left the 6th string, it's going to go all the way back up to the 11th fret, and this is 11, 9, 11, 12. So 1 and 10, bar, 9, 8, bar, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 1, 3, 4. Do this chord, which is 2, 1, 2, 0. And then up, slide your second finger up to the 4th fret. And then this is 4, 2, 4, and then 5. After that, this last strumming that you did was in the second ending on measure number 65. This part, the fast descent after that is quite loud, and now we start a series of arpeggios. So these arpeggios, I'll show you what you're going to do first with your left hand, and then I'll show you the arpeggio in the right hand. Alright, so the left hand is going to be second finger, 4th string, 2nd fret, 4th finger, 3rd string, 4th fret, and then first finger, 2nd string, 1st fret. This is what you're going to do with your right hand. You're going to go thumb, thumb, and the thumb is going to be the note that's going to be on the 5th and the 4th string. So 5th and 4th string. Next, 2nd string with your middle finger, thumb with your, 4th string with your thumb. Next after that, you're going to play index on the 3rd string, and then your ring finger on the 1st string. Thumb on the 4th, index, middle, thumb, index, ring, thumb, index, middle, index. So remember that the only finger that switches strings is your thumb. It goes thumb, thumb, like this, 5th, 4th. The rest of the fingers, middle, index, ring, will stay on these same strings. Okay, so we repeat the same pattern, except when we move on, we're going to slide our first finger, which was in the 1st fret, going to slide into the 2nd fret this time, okay? So it's going to make this sounding chord, and I'm just going to say the notes that you're going to play with your right hand. So it's thumb, thumb, middle, thumb, index, ring, thumb, index, middle, thumb, index, ring, thumb, index, middle, index. Okay, so practice. If you don't want to practice the left hand, I mean, it's up to you, but you could just practice the right hand by itself if you're not used to this sort of smooth let ring style finger picking. But yes, it's probably easier for you to practice that just with the open strings. The let ring finger style picking, all it just means is that once you pick the note, don't put your finger back on the string. Just pick it and let it ring like that. Thumb, thumb. That's what it's going to sound like, say, if you practice purely with open strings. Moving on to the next arpeggio, we have 3, 4, 3, and then this is an open string. So you're going to, we were here before, slid, and then you're going to have to rearrange your fingers because this is what it's going to look like this. Right, so the same fingering with our right hand. Moving on, we've got some notes that are all in the 4th fret this time, so you can slide up your 2 fingers that were in the 3rd fret, slide them up to the 4th fret this time. Thumb, thumb, middle finger, thumb, index, ring, thumb, index, middle, thumb, index, ring, thumb, index, middle, index. Slide these 2 fingers back into the 3rd fret, so you have 0, 3, 4, 3. Thumb, thumb. Sorry, that was wrong. Thumb, thumb, middle, thumb, index, ring, thumb, index, middle, thumb, index, ring, thumb, index, middle, index. Sweet. Next, we have a series of triplets. So the triplets are going to start like back in your, this is 2, which is your 1st finger, 4th string, 2nd fret, pinky finger in the 3rd string, 4th fret, and then your 2nd finger, which is going to be in the 2nd string, 2nd fret. Okay, and the triplet arpeggio is going to sound like this. So this is how your right hand is going to work. Again, keep the fingers lined up to the strings that they're not going to change. The only finger that changes your strings is your thumb. Okay, that's the only finger that's allowed to go thumb, thumb like this. It's the only one that's allowed to switch strings. Okay, so we have that. It's going to go like this. It's going to go thumb, middle finger first, and then thumb, index, ring, thumb, index, middle, thumb, index, ring. And keep doing that. Middle, ring, middle, thumb, index. That's going to be our arpeggio. Next we switch our right hand fingering. So we have 3, 4, 3 this time. Sorry, that's our left hand fingering. Thumb middle at the same time. Thumb, index, ring, thumb, index, middle, thumb, index, ring, middle, ring, middle, ring, middle, index. Move up to the 4s. Thumb, middle at the same time. So back up to 3. This is 3, 4, 3. And then finish with an arpeggio. So our very last measure with our arpeggio is thumb, middle, thumb, index, ring, thumb, index, middle, thumb, index, ring, thumb, index, and then a small arpeggio like that. And then a hit. And now we're ready to do our final chords. Okay, so the big finish is going to start off with an A minor chord. I'll just give you the chords that are in the finish. So you have A minor, a G with open strings, so just 3rd and 2nd frets, an F, or a small F with the thumb, a G again, and then A minor, G, A minor, like that. Okay, so it starts off like this. We have A minor first, and then you have your G chord, which is on the end of beat number 2. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So I'll say it again without counting the beats. I'll just say what the chords are. So it's A minor, G, F, minor. Next onto this part we have A minor. This is at 1 and 2 and is A minor, 3 on A minor, 4 on G, And then the finish is 1 and 2, 3, and yeah, you're pretty much done. So it's A minor and down, down, up, down, really quickly. Thanks everyone for watching this tutorial on classical gas. It was great to see you again on this guitar tutorial, and I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And if you want some more tutorials and yes, original guitar songs, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Like this video, share it on social media. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.